I've always loved the arts and creativity and music. And I grew up in northeastern Pennsylvania, just 2 hours west of New York City. And my family and my various school groups, at least annually, sometimes more than that, ventured into New York City to watch Broadway shows and off-Broadway shows. So I started doing that very young. Radio City music halls, Christmas extravaganzas. And I studied art in high school and in college, and I acted in plays, and to the shock of my children, I was selected to be in the Madrigal Singers in high school. I used to have a very nice singing voice. In college, I was a human ecology, home economics major. I studied color, line, and design, clothing construction, textiles. My dream at the time was to attend Fashion Institute of Technology. And I think it would have taken me, I don't think I'd be sitting here in Brockton, Massachusetts right now had I done that. But instead, I added a law component and eventually went to law school. But I've always studied the arts, and even to this day, any city or area, country that we visit, I make it a point to visit art museums and churches, because that's where you see the most beautiful art. My favorite museum is probably the Art Institute of Chicago. I think the Chicago, I'm nothing against the Museum of Fine Arts and the beautiful museums in New York City, but they had so many pieces that I just absolutely loved. And I also love all of the museums in London. I see the arts as providing an opportunity for a bridge between communities, between cultures within the city of Brockton. I think coming to a place like this, Galleries 33 on Dover Street, and seeing art from different parts of the world just opens your eyes to what different cultures experience as art, and for me, very favorably. Every time I go to the Fuller Craft Museum, and I just love that its niche is crafts these days, I see people from all over, not just from Brockton. And I think that's a wonderful thing for the city of Brockton. I love coming to this gallery. I love going to Enzo Flats on the corner of Center Street and Montello Street. Brockton has a long history of appreciating the arts, and that's very easy to see from a drive around the city. We have monuments, we have sculpture, we have beautifully designed buildings, we have Olmsted designed parks. Brockton was ahead of its time for many years in appreciation of arts. Well, I believe that arts education is vital to growing whole people in the city of Brockton. Students connect over artwork and learning about art. I just look at myself. I didn't grow up here, but art classes just became a window to me to more in my life. I think it's wonderful that the city of Brockton's school department, despite the cuts in funding that we're experiencing the last couple of years, they make it a priority to include arts funding and to make it available in all of the schools. Well, you asked a question on the questionnaire about how can the arts spur economic development. And I really think it all goes hand in hand, because businesses want to be where people are, and people want to be where they're safe and where they're stimulated, and that's what the arts do for the community. And I just see it as a wonderful circle feeding off each other to our benefit. And as for what I can do as a city councilor, well, as you know, the mayor proposes the budget in part based on what comes to him from the school department. And it is the city council's job to either reduce a budget or to approve a budget or not pass it. As a city councilor, and hopefully I will represent Ward 4 after the election on November 7th, as a city councilor, I can make sure that arts are included in the budget and that the cuts don't affect the arts programs and the music programs, because truly that's where so many of our children shine. It's just so important to overall development of their characters and their personalities. In turn, I'll thank the two of you for taking the time to ask me these questions. I thank the Creative Network for the opportunity to be here tonight. And also, I ask all Brockton residents to vote on November 7th. And if you live in Ward 4, please consider voting for me, Susan Nicastro, as Ward 4 City Councilor. Thank you so much.